Hey guys, welcome to episode 6 of the Holistic Wellness Podcast. I am your host, Maitri Balamurgan. I am the founder and CEO of Evenfall Cosmetics. Evenfall is not just another skincare brand, but is a holistic wellness brand carefully curated to provide you wellness in all the four aspects of your life: the physical, mental, social, and spiritual. Now, please allow me to welcome our dynamic guest today. She is the founder of Convanto, a well known investment banking firm. She's a venture capitalist, startup advisor, an investment banker herself, and lastly, but not the least, a speaker. Please welcome Vandana Tolani. Vandana, I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for taking out the time to make this happen.
Thank you for having me here, and it's a pleasure to be on your podcast.
Thank you so much. Now, I'd like to flow into our first question, which is what, according to you, is the definition of the term holistic wellness?
For me, holistic wellness is simply the art of feeling aligned from the inside out. It is not just about, eating right or exercising. It is about how your mind, your body, your emotions, and your purpose work together as one whole. When these four things are in harmony, you operate from clarity instead of chaos. Now,
Mhm.
holistic wellness means your mind is calm enough to think clearly, your body has the strength to support your ambitions, your emotions are not running the show, and your work feels connected to something meaningful. Now, in the world I operate in, where decisions are very high pressure and timelines are unpredictable, this balance becomes even more important. And to be honest, I have seen many founders and investors who look successful on the surface but feel completely drained inside. This is the opposite of holistic wellness. Holistic wellness is not perfection, it is awareness, it is choosing balance over burnout, and it is learning to stay connected no matter what the outside world throws at you.
Wow, that was such a beautiful, definition of holistic wellness, especially coming from a founder like you. I'm so glad you highlighted burnout and balance. I think that's something we all need to, think about. And that really makes holistic wellness all the more important for us to focus
Yes,
on. Thank you for highlighting
yes.
that. Loved the answer. Now, I want to ask you, like you said, you talked about balance and burnout. So your work, it involves high stake financial decisions and constant evaluation, right? So in that environment, how do you personally, as a founder yourself, manage to stay calm and stay grounded?
People often assume that if you work in investments, you must thrive on pressure. But the truth is, staying calm is not a natural gift, it is a discipline.
Yeah.
And for me, it starts with understanding one simple idea. When the stakes are high and your mind needs to be even higher, I remind myself that clarity always beats urgency. When a deal looks exciting or stressful, I actually pause before reacting, and that pause has saved me from many wrong decisions. It creates space to think instead of getting pulled by the noise. I also rely on routines that ground me. Even on the busiest day, I make time for a quiet morning moment. No calls, no emails, just breathe and do my intention setting. And it keeps me centered for the rest of the day because I start from a calm place, not chaotic one. And another thing that helps me is experience. Over the years, I have seen enough cycles of highs and lows to know that nothing in this industry is permanent. Markets rise, markets fall, deals come, deals go. But when you understand that rhythm, you stop panicking. You learn to respond instead of reacting. And honestly, I stay calm because I stay connected to my purpose. When I say I stay connected to my purpose, what I mean is that I know I'm very connected to my work, you know, and I remember that my job is not just to evaluate numbers, but to support founders, build trust, make long-term decisions. And when the goal is clear, the noise settles automatically. So this is what I feel is moment of calm.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love how you mentioned that being calm is not something that we are just born with. It's a discipline that we learn to do. And you also mentioned that, when you have a purpose, it, unblurs everything. It, removes all of the noise and automatically allows you to stay grounded and calm. So first, I would gather here that you're saying that learn to be calm as a discipline and learn to find your purpose because it quiets down the noise and automatically gives you more clarity, and that in turn gives you more calm. Beautiful answer.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's a very, very beautiful answer. Thank you. Now, I would want to ask you, so just this is very connected to our previous question. So, the pace of venture capital can be unpredictable, like you mentioned. The rhythms are pretty unpredictable. There's the highs, there's the lows, good season, good deals, bad deals, right? What daily habits, other than your moment of calm that you mentioned in the morning, other than that, what are other daily habits that you follow that help you stay mentally steady while managing multiple deals and multiple founders at once?
So, in venture capital, no 2 days look the same. You can start the morning with a calm inbox and end the day with three urgent calls, a term sheet to review, and a founder in crisis. So, for me, daily habits are not just routines, they are anchors. Now, one habit that keeps me steady is my morning quietly before the world starts demanding things from me. Even 10 minutes of intentional silence resets my mind. I go through my priorities, not just my tasks. I ask myself what truly needs energy today. I also have a non negotiable habit of taking short breaks between meetings. And it sounds like simple, but those few minutes of like stepping away help me show up with focus instead of carrying the stress of the previous conversation into the next one. And it improves my decision making more than people realize. Now, another practice that I religiously follow is me journaling at the end of the day. Now, nothing long than just noting what went well, what I learned, what needs my attention tomorrow, and it keeps me, honest with myself and prevents me from the mental clutter that builds up when you juggle too many things.
Yes.
And most importantly, I keep myself surrounded by people who bring calmness and not chaos. Whether it's my team, whether it's my mentors or family, their stability becomes my stability.
Wow. That
This
was
is the
a
thing.
beautiful. I love how you cohesively tied in everything. You started from the start of your day, where you mentioned that you have a calm morning to yourself, which is a non-negotiable for you. No matter how tiring the day is, you make sure you give yourself that 10 minutes, no inbox, no emails, no calls. Just allow yourself to stay grounded. And also the time you take between calls. I'm so glad you highlighted that because I feel like in our fast-paced world, we're, shifting constantly from one thing to the other, and we do carry the stress from the previous task to this task. So essentially, we are
Yeah.
underperforming in every aspect because there's a little bit of that stress, there's a little bit of that carried on everywhere, and that does play out. So just that 10-minute gap, like you said, really allows you to let go and allows you to, show up better for your next task. That's a beautiful answer. And lastly, also you mentioned journaling. I mean, it is almost every other guest who's come on this podcast has mentioned journaling, and I'm sure it's super important for a high stress, I mean, high stakes founder like you as well. So to get your thought down on paper and to just get that clarity, just to get that clarity is super, super important. Thank you. Very, very beautiful and
So,
cohesive
I'll
answer
tell
also.
you, journaling
Please,
is also important because sometimes we are not in gratitude.
yeah, absolutely.
And we are always comparing ourselves
Yeah,
with somebody else's trips, somebody else's money. We don't know, actually, always the other side looks green.
Yeah.
But when we step into the shoes of that person, we realize that, we are like, I can tell you one recent experience that I had, if I could add on to this answer a bit more.
Absolutely.
So, I had gone for a panel discussion, and it was in Bangalore.
Okay.
And from here, the when I was in the flight, uh, there was a bit of chaos because many passengers, they had not got bags which were meant to be the size of the cabin, that cabinet, like
Yeah.
cabin bag. They were
Yeah.
larger than that, so they that had to be removed.
Okay.
And then two passengers, they got the same seat. Now,
Oh,
because of that, the flight was delayed, and I landed Bangalore very late, and when I reached the hotel, it was 1:20 a.m. Now,
my God.
the next day, I had the panel discussion and everything, and then again, my next flight was around 8 o'clock. Now, that 8 o'clock flight was leaving at around 9:30 because there was some chaos. I think the chaos of Indigo had just begun then.
Oh,
Now, you know, uh, I was very silent, but I could sense the something is coming up. And when I sat in the aircraft, and when I reached home, and next day the Indigo chaos happened, I was in so much gratitude that, like, almost every day I talk about it and I say, thank you, universe, like, thank you, Krishna, for making me reach safely to my home. It is not easy for somebody to get stuck in that
yeah.
situation. Like, if I would have been in that situation, maybe I would have also started crying and all. So I think gratitude is very important, and sometimes gratitude really, like, saves us from so many things. Like, we also, as a person, I also distribute a lot of food
Wow.
from time to time, and that gives me a lot of gratitude, because
Yeah.
there are people who are actually sometimes are really hungry, they just open and eat it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, some good deed
Yeah.
that you do, sometimes you are just touching somebody's life, like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that itself gives me a lot of gratitude.
Yeah.
Now, my son is doing internship in a clinic where people are suffering from brain strokes,
Oh,
and he is practicing his clinical psychology degree. And when he tells me stories about those patients, I feel a lot in gratitude. The reason is because at least, God has given us two hands, two
yeah.
feet,
Yeah.
eyes, the sense to think, the mind to run a business, and
Yes.
everything. And these things, sometimes, these small, small things, we don't do gratitude for. Even the
Yeah.
food on the table, even that we are sleeping warm in cold winters. So,
Yes.
these are very important things. Journaling. We going back to journaling is important. Even if you write one sentence in the book, thank you for this thing today. It's important because you are actually thanking the universe
Yeah.
that, look, for everything, and then you gather all the good
Yeah.
energies.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for, exploring and I mean adding on to this answer. It's so beautiful. I like how you told about that real life story because, like you said, a lot of things just because we're given, we take them for granted. We don't stop and pause and realize that so much of what we have, two hands, two feet, a good working, functioning body, good health, are all God's gifts, right? At the end of the day. And like you said, we just because we're just given them, we take them for granted. So just stopping and pausing to be grateful for what you have can also help you with clarity and can also help you with calmness. And it really helps you
Yeah,
feel satisfied. It feels content because we're running in such hectic, fast-paced lives. Gratitude, I think, directly ties into calmness. It just automatically makes you
yeah,
calm because you're happy. Like, okay, I am where I am, and I'm so grateful to be here. And there's a lot a lot more distance to cover, and a lot for me to a lot more achievements I can get to in the future. But I choose to pause. Right now, I choose to pause and be thankful to God that I have so much. that I have food on my plate. Like you mentioned, a warm place to sleep in the winters. So many people don't have food. Just a human's bare minimum requirement: food and shelter and clothes. So many people don't have that. Just because we have it, like you said, we take them for granted. So
No,
yeah,
not only that, I tell you, when I came
please.
in 2014 to India, for some time I kept on thinking, like, what am I doing? Like, everybody's saying you're wrong, like that. And then
Yeah,
suddenly, at this point of life in 2025, I'm in so much gratitude that those things happened
yeah,
that made me the person that I am today.
yeah,
Because if something doesn't happen to you, you are
yeah.
not directed to a higher purpose. No, it is
Absolutely.
not that I was born with this, or it took me also time to like to clear my inner space. And it made me also realize that somewhere, I was always correct and doing the right thing, but somewhere I was not believing in myself. And when I started believing in myself, and I automatically had these qualities of calmness, gratitude, so many other things that slowly came into me, which were already there, but maybe
Wow.
they got blocked out somewhere
Wow.
because of so
Yeah.
much of the noise
Yeah.
outside that was there. So I think it's important to connect yourself to the higher source that actually helps you really understand that the inner is more important than the outer drama.
Yeah.
And once you do that, even if like there is a lion in front of you, you won't feel fearful because you know that, okay, I can deal with this.
Yeah.
I can deal
Wow.
with the situation. So all you need to do is just like for me that connecting to the universe at the airport. Like when I
Yeah.
was sitting and connecting, like I was doing my mantra job over there,
Mm.
that helped me rescue to reach home safely. Otherwise, I would have been stuck there.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know, like how would I have come home?
Yeah.
Like so that is something. This is a gratitude moment. How many of us actually, before sleeping,
Yeah.
think about our day and think that what did we do today? Did we hurt anybody? Did we help people? Did we, how was our day? Do we reflect? Because
Yeah.
reflection is very important. And sometimes we don't reflect. We are doing things, we are dealing with things, but we are not reflecting. So I have to
Yeah.
keep reflecting because reflecting on ourselves first is very important.
Yeah.
I know this answer I made it a little longer, but
That's okay.
you know,
That's we really want to keep it natural here, not like it's rehearsed. So I'm really so happy that you opened up and gave so many insights that I'm sure I feel so good hearing this, and I'm so sure that you would have touched upon so many people who will be hearing this episode. So thank you, and you're absolutely free to expand whatever answer you want. It's all up to you. So now I would want to ask you that your advisory work, it often demands emotional bandwidth, right? How do you
yeah.
prevent burnout while you're building startups through the intense phases, like let's say fundraising or scaling? They're super intense phases. So how do you not get burnt out during those specific phases?
See, advisory work is not just strategy and numbers. It
Yeah,
is also emotional labor. Now, founders come to me with pressure, fear, hope, and sometimes panic. And if you observe all of that without managing your own energy, burnout becomes inevitable.
yeah,
Now, for me, preventing burnout starts with one principle that I support founders, but I do not carry their journeys on my shoulders. There's a difference between being committed and being consumed. I hope you understand the
yes,
difference over here. And see, to give you an example, okay, it is I can only guide them to a certain level.
yeah,
I cannot like hold them and pull them and tell them, now you need to they have to have the determination on their own.
yeah,
So I make sure I create emotional boundaries. When I'm advising a founder, I'm fully present, but when the call ends, I consciously detach. I remind myself that my role is to guide and not to rescue.
Wow.
This mental boundary keeps me steady even during intense fundraising phases. Now, another thing that helps me is pacing myself. I never stack heavy conversations back to back. If I
Mm.
know a founder is going through a tough phase, I will give myself some buffer before and after that call. That small scheduling discipline protects my emotional energy. Now, rest is also part of my strategy. I take breaks without guilt. People think burnout comes from working too hard. It's not like that. You don't have to continuously beat yourself and be hard on you. It usually comes from not recovering enough.
Yeah.
And even a 20-minute break or a quiet coffee without my phone helps me reset with the day that is very overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I finally remind myself why I do this work is when I see a founder find clarity, close a round, or overcome a tough moment, it also fuels me.
Yeah.
And purpose is powerful antidote to burnout. Now, I'll tell you, when I'm on a panel and when I step down,
Yeah.
people queue up to meet me,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they're carrying different energies.
Yeah.
Why you think like Sadhguru, like Sri Sri Ravi Shankar? When they come out of their room, they come once in a while, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because they want to also protect their energy. So, because I keep connecting myself to the universe, and I know when I go somewhere, I'm going to attract crowd.
Yeah.
It is natural, right? So, then the next step is to cleanse your energy.
Yeah.
Like after a point, you have to give up your phone, you have to give up thinking, give up this, and just
Yeah.
go with the flow. And see, every time a fundraise might not happen. Every time you cannot schedule calls for the founder. Sometimes calls happen, sometimes don't happen. Every time the deal will not close. Every time something, we had a phase also. I would like to highlight this. We So, what is our role is that we are constantly making relationships with investors, and we also have founders with us, right?
Yeah.
Now, what happens is that, that's our normal thing. And sometimes we run out of investors for a particular deal, so we make new connections. Now, my team actually came across a fund that was not a fund, but projecting to be a fund.
Oh.
That fund is actually giving out term sheets. That fund is, in the name of DD, extracting money
Oh.
from the founders. So
Gosh.
we also realized, so we also got stuck in a soup
Oh.
because like we didn't know that he is doing this
Yeah.
kind of a
Yeah.
play, and so we get stuck into situations, but because the founders understand that she has been authentic from the beginning, she got us 20 calls. She did this work for us, she did that work for us. He's not like doing anything. They come to me, and that time also we feel like it's a burnout. But then automatically, when you calm yourself, you know that you are sleeping with the right conscious, then naturally your energy gets protected automatically.
Wow. I'm so thankful that you mentioned that burnout is partly caused because we're doing a lot, but it's because we're not recovering enough. I love that point. We're not recovering enough
Yeah,
from what we are doing. And like you said, we can
yeah.
just take a 20-minute break. Most of us have that all or nothing mindset. If I'm taking a break, it should be a complete vacation, or I work myself to like extremes. Just a
And
20-minute break. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people feeling guilty to take a
Yeah.
short nap.
Yeah.
They're working day and night, they've not slept the entire night, but they're feeling guilty. Like,
Yeah.
like why you're feeling guilty? You have worked so much. You just
Yeah.
need a short break. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to feel guilty for sleeping. Come on, you're not taking drugs, man.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know what
I'm
I
so glad.
mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like you're not sipping glass of wine after wine or alcohol after alcohol. You just want to catch up on some sleep, or
Yeah.
maybe just rest your head, or
Yeah.
maybe just take time, like have your tea properly with your biscuit.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't
Yeah.
have to really like there's nothing that will, like, world will not come to an end if you do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny.
That's true,
You
but honestly, a lot of us do that. We attach our guilt with resting, almost like we're not supposed to, almost like our self-worth is only tied to us being productive. So that is a
Yeah.
very real problem that a lot of us face actually in this fast-paced world, you know. Have you personally faced that in the past as well, being guilty for resting in the past?
No, no. I
Never.
never
Okay.
felt guilty.
Wow.
For my rest, I rest.
That's beautiful.
I know that I am doing my work properly. Why
Yeah.
should we feel guilty for
Mm,
resting?
mm,
Like, we are not doing any crime. We are
mm.
just resting, man.
Yeah.
Like, there are times, sometimes 4 hours you don't have a call. You don't have
Mm,
much to do.
yeah.
And I'm not all the time in office. Sometimes I'm working from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take a nap if you have worked so hard the previous night.
Mm,
I mean, like, you can just take a short 2 hour break also. It revives your mind to do, and actually your batteries get charged.
yeah.
Otherwise, you're continuously texting, continuously thinking,
Yeah.
continuously like mailing, continuously calling, continuously responding to WhatsApp
Yeah.
messages.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, why you tell me? Sleeping is a good thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Closing your eyes is a good thing. Taking
Yes.
rest is a good thing. You're
Yeah.
just, I mean, if you go to any ashram or any wellness resort,
Yeah.
what is the maximum thing they make you do is they make you rest all the time.
Yes.
Like, right. So you just do that at home also. Or, I mean, I know some of the offices, I don't know whether it's Google or which one, they actually have beds also.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Within
if
the office
somebody
space.
wants, yeah, like take a nap or rest for a while.
Wow.
I mean, even in schools, you look
Yeah.
at schools.
Yeah.
Schools have infirmaries. In
Yeah.
infirmaries, they have beds. If you are too
Yeah.
tired, you can actually tell your teacher that, look, I'm tired. And teacher will say, go and sleep in the infirmary for
Wow.
30 minutes, 40 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen schools like that as well.
Wow.
And you get charged up, the child gets charged up, and the child is able to do their work also.
Yeah. Exactly.
Olden days, children were sleeping on the desks. The
Yeah.
teacher would say, okay, put your head on the desk. You
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
now,
I do.
people they're telling them to rest in infirmary. So, break is very important. We are not like robots or machines. Huh?
Yeah.
Like, we cannot keep working, 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 and
Yeah.
not having time to feel restful.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
very much. Yes, yes, I know what you mean. I'm so glad because, like you said, we're not really doing any crime, nor are we on drugs. We really need to and you also mentioned like wellness resorts. Most of them really focus on getting you to sleep. Sleep is our number one priority, and we absolutely should not be guilty for it. It's a, necessity. It's a part of life, and it gets us actually. It is getting us closer to our goals, not away from it. Like in the long term, when you are not taking care of yourself, it catches up to you. And then when you lose your health, without your health, you cannot do anything, right? No matter how much success you have, how much growth you have, it will inevitably come to an end if you don't have health, right? Because you cannot
Yeah.
perform. So I feel like you taking care of yourself is not moving you away from your goals. It's actually moving you towards your goals. I think that would be like a mindset shift that people can use to remove that guilt part of it as well. So that's that. Thank
Yeah.
you. That was a beautiful answer. So now, unfortunately, since we only have 10 minutes in this meeting, I want to close off with asking you what, according to you, would be a life that is well lived?
For me, um, a well lived life is that you are very balanced. Okay? You have to be balanced in your emotions, you have to be balanced in your habits, you have to be balanced the way you live. Now, what I mean is that eating right, eating in the not excessive,
Yeah,
eating right and nutritious, sleeping right, amount, not excessive sleep also, that is also not good. Okay. And taking care of your body as if it's a temple. And what my future goal is, like, I want to create an NGO wherein I'm feeding people morning, afternoon, and night. The meal is, for some people, it's very, very important. So I think for me, a balanced life is having equal spiritual responsibility, having equal social responsibility, having now if you have read the Bhagavad Gita,
Mhm.
have you read the Bhagavad Gita?
I unfortunately haven't. I really do plan on starting it, but I haven't. Yes.
So what is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, that you have to do your karmas in the right manner. Now
Okay.
what are your karmas? If you are a mother, okay,
Yeah.
I will just give my example.
Yeah.
If I'm a mother, what is my responsibility as a mother? My responsibility as a mother is to provide the best for my children, provide them food, provide them nutrition, provide them the right kind of guidance. This is
Yeah.
also my karma. I cannot run away from it. I cannot throw my responsibility on somebody else.
Yeah.
I cannot, essentially say that, okay, now I need to just do my work and not do this. That
Yeah.
is not being balanced.
Yeah.
That is my priority. Family, work is my priority. Who has given me on this? My work. So I have to honor my work. I cannot say मेरा work is dirty, मेरा work तो ऐसा ही है,
Hmm.
like complain. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
My work has given me, so I have to honor that.
Yeah.
Why you think that I come on all the podcasts when people call me?
Yeah.
Because I want to give respect to everybody. I cannot say, no,
That's
I
good.
don't have time, I'm this big personality. No, that is incorrect. You
Mm.
have to respect.
Yeah.
So I think that is important. Then balance how you deal with every situation. So I think balance is very important, more than being a risk taker. Balance in all areas of life, not just one area, but all areas, in your relationships, in your money, in your work, in your spirituality, in your family. So if you are a balanced person, it will reflect
Yeah.
everywhere, the balance
Mm.
around you.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think you couldn't have given a better answer, you know. This is so beautiful. You started off with balance and then you moved to Bhagavad Gita, spoke about one's karmas in your sense because you're a mom, and you said that you can't run away from your karmas. You should execute your karmas, and you tied it in with balance again. So that's a very holistic answer, I must say, in and of itself. It's very beautiful. And thank you for, you also mentioned you don't say no to podcasts. I'm so, so grateful. You're such a busy person, but you took out the time to make this happen. And it really speaks volumes about you as a person. So it's all you. Thank you. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
coming on today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that's a wrap, guys. We're all done with episode 6 with a beautiful guest, and we'll see you in the next one with a new guest. Bye bye.
Bye bye.